I bet you didn't know how one event in 1492 changed the world forever. Exposing the secret history of global trade. The story of how goods, ideas, and even diseases moved across continents is a tale of both wonder and tragedy. It's a story that begins long before 1492, but it was in that year that the world truly began to change in ways no one could have predicted, or how one explorer's journey changed everything. Curious? Let's find out. When Christopher Columbus set sail from Spain, he was looking for a new route to Asia. Instead, he stumbled upon a land that was unknown to Europeans, but home to millions of indigenous peoples. This accidental discovery set off a chain of events that would reshape the world. Christopher Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1492, but what he really did was kickstart the Columbian Exchange. This term refers to the massive transfer of plants, animals, culture, human populations, technology, and ideas between the Americas and the Old World in the 15th and 16th centuries. It was a complex and multifaceted process that had both positive and negative consequences. So what exactly was exchanged? The list is long and varied. From the Americas, Europeans received crops like potatoes, maize, and tomatoes. These foods were not just novelties. They became staples that would sustain populations and even lead to population booms in Europe and other parts of the world. Well, picture this: potatoes, maize, and tomatoes from the Americas, turning European diets into gourmet feasts. Imagine the impact of these new foods on European cuisine. Potatoes, for example, became a crucial food source in Ireland, leading to a population explosion. Maize, or corn, became a staple in many parts of Europe and Africa. Tomatoes transformed Italian cuisine, giving us the beloved tomato sauce that is now synonymous with Italian food. In return, Europeans brought wheat, rice, and sugarcane to the New World, transforming economies and appetites alike. Wheat became a staple in the Americas, leading to the development of bread-based diets. Rice cultivation spread to the southern United States, becoming a major agricultural product. Sugarcane, introduced to the Caribbean, led to the establishment of sugar plantations that would have far-reaching economic and social consequences. And it wasn't just crops. Livestock like horses and cattle were introduced to the Americas, revolutionizing transportation and farming for indigenous peoples. Horses, in particular, had a profound impact on the cultures of many Native American tribes, transforming their ways of life and making hunting and warfare more efficient. Cattle provided a new source of food and labor, further altering indigenous economies and lifestyles. But it wasn't all positive. Diseases like smallpox and measles devastated native populations, with some areas losing up to 90% of their people. These diseases, to which indigenous peoples had no immunity, spread rapidly and caused unimaginable suffering. The demographic collapse that followed had profound social and cultural impacts, leading to the loss of entire communities and ways of life. Then there was the human cost. The transatlantic slave trade forcibly brought millions of Africans to the Americas, leaving a lasting impact on societies and economies. This brutal system of forced labor was driven by the demand for labor on plantations, particularly for sugar and later cotton. The legacy of slavery is still felt today, shaping the social and economic landscapes of the Americas. Environmental shifts also followed. European livestock overgrazed lands, altering ecosystems permanently. The introduction of new species often led to the displacement of native plants and animals, disrupting local ecosystems. Overgrazing by livestock like sheep and cattle led to soil erosion and other environmental problems that would have long-term consequences. Culturally, the exchange was a two-way street. European cuisine got a spicy upgrade with tomatoes and peppers, while tobacco became a global sensation. The introduction of new foods and spices from the Americas enriched European diets and culinary traditions. Meanwhile, tobacco, originally used by indigenous peoples for ceremonial purposes, became a highly sought-after commodity in Europe and beyond, leading to the establishment of a global tobacco trade. In the long run, the Columbian Exchange reshaped economies, demographics, and ecosystems across continents. The movement of people, plants, animals, and ideas created new economic opportunities and challenges. It also led to significant demographic changes, with the mixing of populations and the rise of new social and cultural dynamics. It laid the groundwork for our interconnected world today. The Columbian Exchange set the stage for the globalized world we live in. where goods, ideas, and people move across borders with unprecedented speed and scale. It was the beginning of a new era of global interaction and interdependence. So next time you enjoy a chocolate bar or sip on some coffee, remember, you've got the Columbian Exchange to thank. These everyday pleasures are just a small part of the vast and complex legacy of the Columbian Exchange. It's a reminder of how interconnected our world has become and how historical events continue to shape our lives in ways we might not always realize. Hit like and subscribe for more history deep dives. If you enjoyed this exploration of the Columbian Exchange, be sure to subscribe to our channel for more fascinating stories from history. There's always more to learn about the past and how it continues to influence our present and future.